we got a rent freeze in the village of Hempstead. So Hempstead represents about a third of all of our rent regulated units. And for the next year, they will, for both 1 and 2 year leases, they will not have any increase in their rents. For comparison's sake, New York City, I mean, they had thousands and thousands of people come out, and they still had rent increases of 3 and 4.5%. So this is a big victory for us. Even outside of Hempstead, naturally we wish everyone had a rent freeze, but just getting 1 and 2% for their whole county, which was lower than what we were anticipating, that means that um, you know that tenants are paying several $100s less in rent on the year, and on the whole, that it represents over $1 million that would have otherwise been lining landlords' pockets that are staying with the people who need this money the most. These are more often senior citizens and our low income neighbors. So we're very proud and excited of what we were able to accomplish here.
Thank you. I appreciate this, and I always appreciate being here with the Nassau County Working Families Party, giving updates because we know that whether it comes to government or utilities, the power is in the people, and so having information, disseminated to you is vital. So I just thank you for the opportunity to talk to you. Just go over really what's happening right now with a private water company. Many of you know Liberty Water. They are trying to raise rates, and so I'm going to step back and go from the beginning for those who don't live in the service area, and kind of describe to you what's going on. So as we know, a Siena poll came out, but we know this information already. About 83% of voters believe that the cost of living in New York is a major problem. And that's compared to 12% who said it's a minor problem. I guess that's the rich, that's the one, the more percent. And so the sentiment was shared equally by Democrats and Republicans. And so we know that we have an affordability crisis. And so when we talk about, whether we have to choose between rent, groceries, prescription drugs, we know that families out there are making choices. So when we hear that a private utility company that has a service area that covers about, let's say Western Nassau County and the South Shore and some territories on the North Shore, we have to worry. We know that these private companies are monopolies. Utilities are monopolies. They you can't choose between utilities when it comes to electric, water, or gas. There's only one company you have to choose for. So, we know that, American Water Works is some of the most exclusive, expensive water utility stock in the country. I looked it up. And when they went public on the stock market, it cost $26 to buy a share in 2008. Now it's $121 because they're a monopoly. They don't face any competition, and they're beholden to their shareholders and not their ratepayers. And so Liberty Water, everyone knows, used to be New York American Water. It was sold in about 2020, January 1st, 2020, to New York American Water, and now they're called Liberty Water. And so at the time when it was purchased, Liberty Water said they were going to hold rates up until 2023. And guess what happened? As soon as that sort of promise was met, they went to the Public Service Commission, which is an entity that covers all of the utilities and regulates all the utilities. They went to the Public Service Commission and are now asking for a rate raise. And so they're not asking for 1%, 2%, 10%, 15%. In our area, which is covers my assembly district, and Limbrook, all the way to Merrick, they're asking for a 34% increase. And so what does that mean? So that means for residential water, they're going to get about an $18 increase in the Limbrook area, $15 increase in the Merrick area. And for Seacliff, the North Shore, they're going to get about a $7, $8 and change increase. And so this is outrageous because I don't know if when I was younger, my mom and dad used to love opening up the water bill because that was the cheapest bill. It was the most affordable bill. It was like $10, the most maybe during the summer with the pool, $100. Unfortunately, now people are getting just hit astronomically with these increases, and so we know that many people are in utility arrears. So I looked at a comptroller's report just this morning, and they said in March 2020, about 1.2 million people statewide owed about $1.8 billion. And here on Long Island, they said that a lot of individuals are in utility arrears because they can't afford all of the costs that happen. So with all that, I packed you with a lot of information of current events that's going on with the private utilities, but we're here to solve problems, not to complain. And so you can help us. So the Public Service Commission is currently seeking public comment, and you can make a comment. Right now, our goal today is to get as many people to comment on the Public Service Commission website and tell them to not raise our rates. Realistically, they are going to raise the rates because historically, the Public Service Commission always, raises rates when any utility asks. But we can mitigate the damages. So 34% is very high. We can mitigate it, if we have enough public comment. So I urge you to submit public comment. Even if you don't live in the service area, I bet you know someone in the service area, you could tell them to submit public comment. But we need as many voices as possible. And so
I don't think as Dems and as working family party members, we should shy away from our progressive values at all. We should lean into them because frankly on policy, we're the Republicans and conservatives can't touch us, right? I mean, they have no ideas about how to move our towns, move our nation forward. All they know is fear mongering and just nonsense, frankly.
We are a political party, but we do more than just electoral work. We do issue work, and I think that our call tonight has definitely demonstrated that. Right? We go out into communities. We try to build power for communities. It means because when we build power for the community, we're building power for people. We're building power for our party. Why am I part of the Working Families Party? It is because it is the only political party that I know that is really doing work to make changes in our lives. And we can attest to that because we just did this with the rent stabilization, right? This is the type of work that this party does. It gets out there, it looks to make our lives better.
Unions represent one of the best ways for the working class to organize itself and to fight back against the power of billionaires who are buying the political process and controlling the political process with money in this country, and in particular, so I say that to say that the leadership of some unions sometimes is a little cozy with entrenched powers that be and whatnot. But I love what I'm seeing from the UAW, and that their leadership is very militant, and has spoken very directly to to both Democrats and Republicans, and is, I think, taking a very, very strong stand for working people. And so, yeah, the statement that we released, I think, is reflective of that. And I encourage everyone to support striking workers here on Long Island. I know we don't have any UAW presence per se in terms of production facilities or anything like that, but get involved with the union at your workplace. Get involved with supporting striking Starbucks workers that are here on Long Island. And yes, that's all I have to say about that.